Today I'm going to teach you sentence structure. If you've ever wondered how to turn simple ideas into a strong, clear story, you're in luck. Stay right here. In just 15 minutes, yes, 15 minutes, I'll teach you everything. Subject, verb, adverbs, adjective, time clauses, noun phrases, linkers, past tense, even past perfect. So you can build a complete narrative paragraph with confidence. Welcome to the British English Hub. I'm Paul. Today's going to be a special session. Please subscribe to the channel. We need your support. Every subscription counts. It helps us develop our content. Also, please stick a like below, and please feel free to write a comment, something good, something encouraging to give us the impetus to keep going. So the focus of today's lesson is sentence construction, basically turning simple sentence into exciting stories and learning to build complex sentences, compound sentences that tend to bring your ideas to life. So basically, this is what we're going to be focusing on in general. This is the learning objectives. First step, okay, so tenses. So we'll use the past tense. So we can use different tenses. You can use past tense, present tense, whatever suits your narrative, really. Let's start with the most important factor, the verb. Here's a very simple example. Woke up, which is an action, and it's past tense. Looked, action, past tense. If you go back to my previous videos, I talk about regular and irregular past tense verbs. But these are really essential to the storyline, really. So think of some more verbs for your story. That's the first task. Freeze this slide and think of some more verbs you can use to create some engaging narrative. Okay, here are some action verbs, or basically states of being, what we call them in English language learning. In this paragraph, so look at these: woke up, looked, found. These are all past tense verbs. Now, what I've highlighted in blue are what we call past perfect, and I'm not going to talk about that now. I'm going to talk about that later because I really don't want to confuse you. Okay, so let's move on to the next step two. Every verb has a subject, the doer of the action, we call that. So who, what, example. Let's match them. So basically, woke up or looked, the verbs we looked at in the previous slide, we add a subject and we add the name Mia, who's a person, a female. So basically we have the full sentence: Mia woke up and looked. So you can separate those two verbs with and. Okay, Mia woke up and looked. So we've now established the subject. So we move on now to the subject and verb together. So we look at some of our verbs from the previous slide and we add a subject to it. So we got Mia woke up, looked, she found. Notice I said she found. Now, the reason I did that is because I want to avoid saying the name Mia because it's repetitious. So we substitute Mia with the pronoun she. Eventually we can go back to Mia to remind our audience who we're talking about, who's the subject of our story. In this sense, Mia is the subject of our story. So we've repeated again. Mia rode, she laughed. Now, notice I put blew the wind. I have another subject. It's not a person this time. This subject is a thing. So step three, after we've established this subject-verb agreement, we can now add something else to it called an adverb. What the heck is an adverb? I can hear you thinking exactly that. Many people don't know what it is. It's very, very simple. I'm going to explain exactly what it is. So we have numerous adverbs. And this is really important in the context of actually writing a story or a narrative. So adverb of time answers when. So for examples are yesterday, in the morning, at night. That's an adverb of time. Adverb of place, again, where. Where exactly? So it's loads of, there's an infinite amount of them. So under the bed, outside, in the garden, in the house. in the tool shed. Could be anywhere, at the airport. It could be anywhere. Okay, adverbs of frequency. We know about adverbs of frequency. Always, sometimes, never, often, rarely. There are quite a few of them. Seldom is commonly used. Hardly ever as well. Adverbs of manner. Now, an adverb manner is an adjective plus ly. That's basically what it is. Quickly, carefully, happily. Okay, so we add those to most actions, most verbs, as I'll explain in a bit. And then finally the noun phrase, which is the object. It's always the object, which is the subject's at the beginning of a sentence. The object, it comes at the end of a sentence. So answer what or who. So e.g. a blue skateboard, my backpack, the small dog, whatever the object is, the thing that comes at the end of the sentence. So the thing that the subject is addressing, or sort of focused towards. So basically, yeah, noun phrases is what we normally put at the end of a sentence, and I'll give you some concrete examples as well, extra examples. So here we go. Mia woke up and looked. Now this is again our subject, our two verbs separated by an, and then we've got time, place, frequency, manner, or noun phrase. Now look at the previous slide, remind yourselves, and come up with a possible adverbial phrase, okay, in relation to what I've mentioned here. Okay, so you decide. Let's have a look at some examples. Here we go. So we got Mia woke up and looked. Again, we've got an example of a manner, adverb of manner, looked carefully. Mia woke up and looked place, under the bed. Mia woke up and looked at the skateboard, and that's a noun phrase. Remember I talked about noun phrases? That's classic, very simple. Or Mia woke up and looked in the morning, time reference. Okay, so we've got four different four different adverbs here that we can use at the end of our sentence. So let's move. This is a task. So you choose an adverb for each of the subjects plus verb clause. So she found what, noun, when, how often, or adverb of manner. So how often, don't forget, is adverb of frequency. She stepped. The skateboard moved. Mia rode. She laughed. The wind blew. She stopped and wondered. You've got to add the adverbial phrase in relation to time, place, noun clause, etc., etc. Okay, so freeze the frame and do that, and then I will now give you some key examples of what I wrote. So time, Mia woke up early in the morning. Perfect, simple, perfect phrase. Place, Mia woke up in the bedroom. Frequency, Mia always woke up early, or sometimes woke up early, whatever you want to say. Or manner, adverb of manner, Mia woke up quickly. Mia woke up anxiously. Mia woke up nervously. Again, she found a skateboard. Add adverb and an object. So she found a skateboard under the bed. She found a skateboard yesterday. That's time. Frequency, she often found interesting things. And noun phrase, she found a small blue skateboard. And that's your sentence completed. So next is going to be step 5, which is focus on adjectives, and this makes your sentence a little bit more interesting for the reader. So basically, let's have a look. Show how adjectives describe nouns like blue in a blue skateboard. Don't forget, colours are adjectives. Many people don't know that, but now you do. Try to add adjectives to make sentences more vivid. So task, so add an adjective or two to each sentence. This is your task. So off you go, do that, and I will give you some feasible answers. Here we go. So she found a small or blue or skinny red or old looking skateboard, whatever you want to choose. There's no right answer. It's down to what you want to describe. Mia rode the fast or beaten or broken skateboard down the street. The wind blew strongly, ferociously, wildly, smoothly on her face. Whatever you want to use, it depends on your narrative or Mia's experience even. So exploring prepositions is the next one. So prepositions show location, direction or time generally. Prepositions can be a nightmare. In most languages they are different, and I speak Spanish and I know Spanish prepositions work very differently to English prepositions. I'm sure it's the same with whatever language you speak. So let's have a look at that. Examples from your paragraph. Now I've basically under her bed, which is placed down the street direction, at the end of the street place, stroke time. So let's throw it to you. Mia rode the skateboard. What would be the missing preposition? Tell me. The answer is, here we go. So Mia rode the skateboard either across, through, close to, or in the park. All of them are correct. Across meaning across from one place to from one side to the next. Through again would be from the entrance to the exit in a kind of linear direction. Close to is obviously near, and in inside the park. Mia rode it down, along, up, or across the street. Again, you could use whatever one you want. We tend to say down the street when it's going down, up the street when it's going up. Along and across are kind of synonymous, really. So choose one, then add a second sentence. That's your task. See if you can do that. Okay. So step 6. Now we're going to move on to the connectors. The connectors are really important because they're the ones that glue your sentences together, that create the narrative, weave out the narrative even. So here we go. So use because, when, as soon as, before, or after to join your ideas. So let's have a look at how we can kind of create this. So there are many ways to join sentences. So I've got a little task for you to do to begin with. See if you can do this. She stepped on it. The skateboard moved by itself. Now I want you to put in the missing linker out of the ones we just saw. She laughed. The wind blew on her face. So what linker would you put in there into the space in order to connect the two ideas? So link these sentences together with a linker. And then again, I've given you a choice: when, because, as soon as, before, or after. Whatever one you feel would be the best. And let's look at these answers. So she stepped on it, and now these are the I've given you variations of linkers. They're all synonymous actually. The first one is correct. She stepped on it and the skateboard moved by itself. I've mentioned correct there, but it's a bit boring sometimes. Sometimes it's always a bit boring to put and. You need to be a little bit more flowery with these sentences. So here are some really, really good alternatives. So a when is a really good one. When she stepped on it, the skateboard moved by itself. You can also, use sort of substitute when with after. After she stepped on it, the skateboard moved by itself. And I've misspelled skateboard. I'm sorry about that. It's a typo. And then as soon as she stepped on it, the skateboard moved by itself. As soon as is like immediately. As soon as I got to my computer, the moment I arrived at my computer. And that's a good one for effect as well. The second one here, she laughed because the wind blew on her face. So make a note of that. The wind blew on her face, therefore she laughed. So I'm actually inverting the clauses and using therefore. Okay, because that would be cause and effect rather than effect and cause. So these are all variations of the same sentence. You can vary them in so many different ways using linkers. They are a creative means of structuring sentences. Very, very effective. And here we go. Step 7, past perfect. Now, I'll only dip into this very briefly. This is an entire lesson in itself. They've got two past actions in both of these sentences Which are the earliest past actions? Which action happened first? Is it the blue or the red? So which action happened first? They're both past tense actions, but which action happened first? Is it the blue or the red? You choose. What do you think? The answer is blue is the earliest past action. It's the past perfect structure. This means that if the two clauses in one sentence express two separate past tenses, the oldest past action is stated in past perfect. And the past perfect structure would be had, past participle, seen, stroke, left. But there is an exception to this, and the exception is if actions are expressed in sequence. I'm not going to go into this today. That will be another lesson. Past perfect and task now. This is what you've got to do. After having taught you all that information, you've got to try and absorb it, maybe look at the video again, freeze some of the frames, think about some of the tasks. You wouldn't be able to do it now, but you need a bit of practice. So here we go. So try and write the story considering everything you've learned. So subject, verb, adverbs, noun clauses, adjectives, prepositions, connectors, and past perfect. You can change things if you want. And this is the task. You have to put in the in-between bits. Okay. This is it. Okay, there we go. And now I've color coded everything. As you can see, subject, verb, adverb, time, place, frequency, manner, which is adjective plus ly, remember, noun phrase, and then connectors, prepositions, past perfect, adjectives, everything has been color coded. That is what I have come up with. Perhaps you have come up with something different. That is a big, good one.